Hello. Today is all about sibling rivalry. Yes, squabbling, bickering, no rivalry between siblings. Now, if you have more than a child, you will agree with me that it is definitely part of the package. It is not totally disadvantageous because it is a home the child first learns how to interact with people, how to negotiate, how to resolve conflicts, and sibling rivalry actually avails the child opportunities to learn these skills which they will need in the big society as they progress into the big society. However, if it is not properly handled, it can escalate into generational battles among siblings. We've seen reports of siblings, someone shared with me a story of two sisters fighting over a man. Yes, and I said, it is not just because of the man, really. It's something that may have been age-long in their system, in the family fabric. We've seen siblings grown up now, not meeting eyeball to eyeball. It may have been something that generated from when they were young. So as much as sibling rivalry is inevitable, as much as it can be advantageous, it needs to be properly handled so that it doesn't escalate into generational battle among siblings. Today is all about siblings rivalry, and is actually what we are doing in-house in the Visionary Parents Academy, formerly known as Parenting Accountability Community. We are sharing with you, so we are generous, right? And at the end of the day, we members of the community, the inner community, we are going to get a template, an actionable guide to actually help us minimize rivalry or sibling rivalry in our parenting, in our family, and help us foster bonds between our children. I do hope you want to join this community, because it's not a place you want to be told what goes on. It's a place you actually want to come and experience for yourself. So we want to start by understanding the causes of siblings rivalry. And each time I'm talking about sibling rivalry, the cause that is topmost on my list is temperament. Yes, now this is because temperament is the major determining factors of how we behave, why we do the things we do. So some people naturally are less forgiving than others. Some people are more sensitive than others. Some people have the tendency to tease people more than others. Some are a bit more intolerant than others. So you actually want to understand that your child's temperament plays a role in how your child is going to behave towards the other sibling, and how the other sibling responds to it is actually also a product of his or her temperament. A parent once reached me. She has two kids, a boy and a girl. The boy is the older one, the melancholic, and the younger one is sanguine, the girl. Now, they're always bickering. Why? Because the sanguine doesn't just know when to stop. Stop for her wasn't stop, really. And the melancholic doesn't know how to tolerate a lot of things. He has his own things. He has the way he wants his things to be placed. And the sanguine, she just goes there because they are not naturally attentive to details. He goes there, he takes her permission, and he's not going to replace it the way she actually met it. And it was always an issue. That is primarily because of temperament. Number 2 on the list of my causes of siblings rivalry is competition. Yes, competition makes anyone fight, anyone rival, competition for parents' attention, competition for who owns the final things, competition for who is more favored. One of the reasons children rival is because of competition. You even see it in younger children. Mommy should carry me, daddy should carry me, don't sleep close to my mommy, I will sleep close to my mommy. And when your children are much younger, they have a way of saying my mommy, as if it's just their mommy and they're not willing to share. So competition is one of the reasons children rival, because they are competing with each other, like I said, for parents' attention, for who is more favored, for who owns the final things, and competition generally. Now, 3 is age differences. Is another major reason why siblings rival. Imagine a parent who has a child that is the age difference is wide apart. So it's natural that the younger one is going to feel more favored, or the older one will feel the younger one is more favored. Why? Because the older one may pick more chores than the younger one. and the younger one may get more privileges than the older one. So because of this, rivalry is bound to set in when there is a difference, a long gap in the ages of the children. Rivalry is likely going to set in. Another reason is comparison. When parents keep comparing one child, you keep comparing one child to the other child, there are bound to be hatred. The child who is more favored, the other one is bound to not to feel cool. There's bound to be hatred. There's bound to be envy, hatred when you keep comparing your children. Now, this is why comparison is never a parenting tool. Whether you are comparing your child with one child with another, or you are comparing one child with someone outside, comparing your child is never ever a parenting tool. It's never a tool to motivate, because it does more harm than good. So comparison, constantly comparing one child to another, can actually create an environment where siblings will rival. Another reason why siblings rival is when they have limited resources, when resources are limited in the family. So it's not uncommon to see siblings rivalry over television. Who is watching television? Who is holding the remote control? Now imagine if everyone has a television in their room. Everyone goes to your room and watch a television. They will not have to bicker over that, right? So that is it. When your resources in the family are limited, there is bound to be rivalry among them, because everyone actually wants to take, everyone wants to use. So limited resources is one other reason why siblings rival. Now, another reason why children rival each other is because their parents or the adults around them are modeling it to them. Yes, when couples are always arguing or fighting, or a mom is always yelling at the son, or the dad is always doing that, the children are learning that how to resolve conflict, how to settle issues is by fighting. They are learning, watching you. I always say, whether you intend to teach your child or not, as long as your child is hearing and seeing you, your child is learning. So if you are constantly resolving your issues by fighting, your child is learning from you that this is the way to resolve issues. So they are going to resolve issues with their siblings by exhibiting or resolving issues the way you two are resolving issues. So modeling. Parents also model to their children, not just parents. For example, when children go to school, also they see teachers, when a child errs or a child does something, the teachers are hitting and flogging. They are learning that the way to resolve issues is by hitting, by fighting, or by yelling. So they come home, and when they have issues with their siblings, they want to resolve it that same way. Modeling. Now, it is not only parents that model to children, but everything around actually helps the child to form a lifestyle. So everything around models to the child. Now, the last one on why children rival each other is stressors, environmental, family stressors. Naturally, when you are not caring for yourself, when you are not in the right frame of mind, when you are not happy, your emotional intelligence level will be running very thin, because you are not in the right frame of mind. So things are going to trigger you, things are going to make you to be impulsive. Now, this is why in the emotional intelligence class, one of our classes, one of the major topics we also take is self-care. How to commit to self-care to reduce your pressure, because whether we like it or not, no matter how emotional intelligent you are or you claim to be, once you are pressured, you are going to flip. So pressure, abuse from the home, whether you are abusing the child, you are abusing people around you. Generally, when the home is heated up, it is going to increase rivalry among your children. Why? Because they are stressed, they are not able to control their emotions. Now let's go into how we can handle sibling rivalry properly, that it doesn't escalate into generational battles as life goes on. Because one of the things I've come to realize in siblings rivalry is that when these children grow up, when they grow older and their rivalry continues, they may not be the one to suffer it. Their parents suffer it a great deal, because then the parents will like, I actually want my child to be united. I want them to reach out to each other. I want them to be able to help each other. When I depart this world, what happens to my children? The parents actually suffer it a great deal. I remember not so long ago, a grandma actually called me, and she was telling me about her kids one of them that was a bit close to me, she said she has been in the same city with the brother for over 10 years. They have neither spoken on the phone nor visited, you know. And what she didn't realize is, when I heard the story, when my acquaintance shared the story with me, I realized that the mom was instrumental to the rivalry, and the rivalry actually started from when they were little. They just don't have this connection, no connection, no bond, nothing. So it was easy for them to, over little misunderstanding, go your way, let me go my way. So it was easy for them to just go their different ways for years, not speaking, not talking to each other. And the woman, she was old and she was really not having it. She was sad about it, and she needed them to come back together. At least that was about, she said that was going to be her last wish, for them to come together. That is what happened in sibling rivalry. Again, today I read something about AY, the popular comedian, Ayo Maku, something like that. They were talking about him making it in comedy, actually being the second richest comedian in Nigeria, second richest comedian in Nigeria, and how he made money, how he carried his younger brother who was a fashion designer along, how that one also made money, how they also carried their third brother along, three of them. Now, this is what families are made for. Families are made to help each other, to support each other. Your brother, your sister should be your first, your number one cheerleader. That is it. I've heard several times that your sibling is your first best friend. That is it. You ask your younger children who is your best friend, they are likely going to mention their sibling. So your sibling is supposed to be your first best friend, then your cousins and things like that. But if you do not have a connection with them, as they grow older, they begin to understand things. They are going to so separate from each other. This is why we see siblings fighting. Instead of building each other, they are bringing each other down. It's kind of a common practice, you know. And if you look at it, it's traceable to no bond amongst them at all. Now, this is why parents, as an intentional parent, as a visionary parent, you need to up your game and make sure you are parenting towards your vision. Now, the very first thing you want to do in handling siblings rivalry properly, handling rivalry among your children properly, because like I said, it is inevitable. If you have 2-3 children, you will know that it is inevitable. It is a major part of parenting, a major aspect of it. So the very first thing you want to do as a visionary parent is to create your family framework. Your family framework reflects your vision. So what is your vision? I have a vision. One of my family visions is to raise children who are bonded, who will grow up to be there for each other, who will be each other's first family anytime, any day, who will grow up and be each other's genuine cheerleaders. So you want to create your family framework that reflects your vision. Now, because I know that having bonded children is my vision, my family framework, I have a particular value in my family that is united in love. United in love. So now, what does it mean to be united in love? I break it down. Like I'm teaching you what you want to do is to create a family framework. Then you break your values down into everyday actionable steps. So let's look at, what does it mean to be united in love? For example, you have it broken down. What does it mean to show love to your siblings? You know, love is forgiveness, love is sharing, love is helping, love is not teasing, love is not bullying, love is respecting your siblings. Now, these are practical ways we actually are upholding that our value, which is unity in love or united in love. One of the things we do, one of the very foundational things we do in the Visionary Parent Academy is to help you create your parenting framework. It's a place you want to be. It's a place you certainly want to be. You start by creating your parenting vision. You create your parenting framework. You actually learn. You are taken through a journey of emotional intelligence that will help you be intentional, help you actually take steps that will lead to your vision eventually. So one of the things you want to send me a message and know how you can join. It is something very affordable, something that is really affordable, compared to what you are getting from it. So you want to create your family framework, identify your values, and break them down. Now, these values, you have broken them down. You want to break them down in such a way that they are actionable every single day. You practice it because you are working towards a vision of having a bonded family. So you want to work towards it. You can create, if it's a particular value that matters to you a great deal, you want to like go further to create affirmation around it. You want to use mantra around it. You want to use short phrases to help your children remember it all the time. You talk about sharing, for example, when they need to share, when a child is not sharing with the other, you just want to remind them, hey, we are united in love, and sharing is part of what we do to show we love our siblings. Forgiveness is a major part of our family. It's what we do to actually show we love our siblings. Helpfulness, we help them when they are struggling with something or when they need help, to show that we love them. You actually want to have your values broken down into everyday actionable step. That is the very first thing you want to do. And if you need help to create your values, you need help to create your vision, you need help to create a parenting framework, please reach us. It is very, very affordable. You can easily just pay, and you're in the community. You create all those things and you just don't leave after creating them. No, you create your vision, you learn your emotional intelligence, you're in control of intelligence, you actually create your family framework. We don't leave you after then. It's all through. For the remaining part of the year, you are part of us. You learn, you come to classes, you read books, we do reviews, we learn a great deal. We learn about personality, one person, and who is making so much impact. We want to learn how the person was raised so that we can apply the lessons to our parenting. It's just a whole lot. It's a community you certainly want to belong, and it's very interactive. It's also very interactive. Now, the next thing you want to do to appropriately handle rivalry among your children is to help them understand their individualities. Let them understand that everyone is not the same. It's easy for one child to want to be envious. It's a natural thing when a child is doing so well in a particular area. I read something long ago about a boy whose younger sister was doing so well in academics that because the parents will always acknowledge her for that, even though he had his own skills, he was doing well or something, I don't remember now. His parents will always acknowledge his sister. Go to school, bring report card, they will acknowledge her and all of that. He felt envious. He felt kind of unloved, envious. His parents were doing enough for him, yes, but he felt envious. And at the end of the day, he was seeking for solution, what to do. And he went online and he saw this community who told him that, okay, your sister was the cause of your problem. If your sister wasn't in the picture, your parents will give you all the attention they actually giving to your sister. So what you want to do is you want to do something very hurtful to your sister so that your parents will be heartbroken, because they've hurt you so badly. You also want to hurt them back. They told him that to do that. He actually was going on trying to carry it out. They actually even assigned someone to monitor him to make sure he did it. He was going to carry it out until at some point he couldn't go through with it. He had to commit suicide. So help your children understand. It is easy it is a normal thing, for human beings to feel, oh, someone is actually doing better than them, or someone gets recognized more than them or acknowledged more than them. You just feel this, oh, this person is better than me. So what you want to do is to help your children understand that they are different individuals. The one who is excelling in a particular field will not rub it in, while the other child has his or her own talents, skills that you can help them harness, develop upon. They have their own skills. For example, you have 2 or 3 children. One is very good academically. The other one is not good academically. He can draw very well. What do you want to do? The one that can draw very well, let him see the beauty, the strength in his drawing. Encourage him. Do whatever you can so that he gets He gets his own recognition from there. He is happy. He knows this is my area of strength. He is happy. While the other child is celebrating or being celebrated, he doesn't feel envious because he knows that there is something also very good in him. You know, he will know that, oh, they're celebrating her because they're talking about academics. It's not time for me. When it's time for me to shine, I will also shine because I'm also very good at drawing. Help them understand their individual skills, their individual talents, and everything they represent. This way, they are going to not envy their siblings. And the truth of the matter is, everyone has something in him. Everyone is talented. Everyone is gifted. All you need to do is to help your child understand their unique gifts. And you as a parent, stop putting pressure on a particular expectation. Oh, academics, you must have all the A's in school. No, minimize that. You don't realize what you are doing. It demoralizes the child. It causes low self-esteem, and it also causes sibling rivalry, because the child who is always acknowledged for doing well in school will become the envy of the other children, even if they don't deliberately set out to do that. Help your child understand that everybody is an individual. We are all different, and even in our differences, we are great. It is for a purpose. The next one is teach them to communicate effectively. Teach them manners. Teach them to talk respectfully. Teach them about being rude, being assertive, and being permissive. There are some children that don't want their boundaries to be encroached. It's fine, but they can say it respectfully. Teach them to communicate, to talk to each other politely. If you can create a list of words and do nots and do's in your house. Have a list of words that you never say to each other. I also tell my children, you don't even say to anybody at all. Some of such words, it is not your business. You know, things like that. One person's business is everybody's business. So you don't say it is not your business. So just because whether you are saying these things at home or not, your child goes to school. They will learn these things from school, and they'll pick them and come and say them at home. And some children, they have a way of internalizing things. Some children especially a child whose love language is words of affirmation, they get really hurt when you're actually using words against them. When you are using words against them. Now, this is where some children, you tell them things, they are so hot and they start crying. While some, they just wave it and move on. So teach them to be polite to each other, to respect each other. Be kind with your words. Please, excuse me, may I, thank you. They are part of your family vocabulary. Yes, bullying is a no-no. Being respectful with words are part of your vocabulary in your family. So like I said, if you can, I'm going to share a list of proper words, words we can use in the home that are respectful, and words that are not respectful. I'll share it in our community so that parents can actually use it and adopt it in their homes. So let your children know that no, these words are rude, they are disrespectful. You don't say it to anybody, especially not your siblings. You don't say it to anybody, not your friends, not people outside, especially not your siblings. So help them develop a rich vocabulary that they can communicate what they need. They can communicate how they are feeling. Their feelings, they can communicate their feelings respectfully. Now, again, bond with your children. Bond. Create family time. Create time for plays and a lot of it. What have you not? Create time for fun. You know, when your family is happy, the children are playing, they are laughing, they are happy together, they are creating memories, they are happy with each other. Create that time, and also go for that to create one-on-one time with each child. Yes, make it a family tradition. In our parenting framework, we have something we call family tradition. You can set a day aside in a month where you take a particular child out. It is your day with mommy, it's your day with daddy. So you take them out on that day. You have fun with the child. You know, this thing actually helps the child feel loved. And when a child's love tank is full, what they are going to give out is love. When their love tank is full, they are going to give out love. So create a one-on-one time with your children. Create a bonding activities with your children. Have them actually bond, have fun, play. As a parent, come to their level, play with them. In playing with them, you are creating memories as a family. They are having fun. They are enjoying self-care. They are enjoying family time. Remember, I said one of the reasons why people get angry, why emotional intelligence is thin, is when self-care is not in the picture. So creative time for fun for your children is actually caring for their mental health and to help them to interact with their siblings positively. Create time for fun, I said. Create time for bonding. Create time for family bonding. Create time for one-on-one bonding also with your children. Laugh, relax. Let them have the best time ever. Let them create memories and let them have fun with each other. Game activities. Oh, team, you are in my team, I'm not your team. Play against each other. Play with each other. Just have fun. Build memories together as a family. It's one way you can actually handle sibling rivalry properly, because you cannot take it away from parenting. Nah. I already said have family time. Yes. Now I'm taking it further as a family. Have projects together. Have a project together as a family where everybody is working collaboratively as a team. Everybody is working as a team. Everybody brings their inputs. Everybody contributes. We have something that brings you together very often, or however you want it. Just have something you are doing together where we sit down, where we deliberate together as a family, we rack our brains. Just, it can be anything. Think of a project you can do together as a family. Just think of a project you can do together as a family. Now, remember that the idea behind the program is project is for you to bond. So it can be any project. It can be learning a skill together. It can be doing a chore together. It can be anything. Just think of a project you can do together as a family. Everybody brings their input. It can be starting a business together. We have a business together as a family. This is a family business, and this is your position. This is your position. We come together, we think about it, and we do. Just think of a project you can handle together as a family. It's one way to actually have your kids united, have them bonded. Is one way to handle rivalry properly. Teach them conflict resolution, how to resolve their conflict amicably. Will they rival each other? Yes, it is inevitable, and I've been saying it. So what you want to do, you want to teach them to empathize, teach them to seek to understand, teach them to negotiate, teach them to listen, teach them to apologize, to compromise, to restitute, to make up for their mistakes. Teach them how to handle conflict among themselves amicably. Teach them, like I said earlier on, yes, they have feelings. They get hurt. What are they going to do? Teach them how to express their feelings peacefully, calmly, and respectfully. I always say to my children in school that whatever you want to say, you can always say it respectfully, and the person will understand, and you make the impact you want to make. You don't have to yell. You don't have to hit. You don't have to name call to actually pass your message across. No. You can say what you want to say in a very polite and civilized way, and you make the same impact you want to make. So teach them that, how to resolve their conflict amicably. Come close. Avoid favoritism. Do not favor one child over the other. It is a major one. Joseph in the Bible and the brothers, Esau and Jacob. Please, no to favoritism. Now, I know that for very many parents, there is a tendency for you to actually prefer one child. Maybe because of one thing, the child is just, some people have a special spot for their child. Maybe they will say the event surrounding the child's birth. Have you heard people say some things as, oh, this child actually is my mom that came back because of that, they love the child. Some people will say, oh, this child's pregnancy was very easy. Some things as, should I say, ridiculous as that make parents prefer one child. Why some, oh, because this child is more compliant, behaves more, this child gives me less stress, this child does well in school, this child cares for me more, so many reasons. But hey, no matter how you feel about your child, do not, I repeat, do not ever show it. there's something that you do not understand. There are some people, I know I always say that it is many times it's not about what actually happens, it's about how the person interprets it. In my family, for example, I never noticed any favoritism by my parents. I never ever noticed my parents showing favoritism or preferring one child over the other. I have never noticed. But guess what? I remember one time, we're adult now, grown, married, have my children already, and one of my brothers actually said something that my parents prefer him. And he said something like, if armed robbers come here now and they want to shoot, and you will now call mommy to say, who should the armed robbers shoot? She would just say they should shoot you because he's the golden child. That is what I'm trying to say. For some reasons, some children will still feel that, hey, their parents like them less or like them more, even when you are not showing it. So what happens when you are showing it? So for any reason, do not ever favor one child over another or more than the other. Teach your children, treat them equally. Your children are equal. Treat them in such a manner that no one feels more favored or no one feels less favored. Another way you can also handle sibling rivalry properly is to model respectful behaviors to your children. I put on Facebook not too long ago that the way you handle your children when they misbehave, when they make mistakes, is the same way they are going to handle each other's misbehaviors or mistakes. It's not rocket science. Something that is easy. When your child makes mistake, you yell, you nag, you smack. There's every likelihood that when one child makes mistake and it concerns them, the other child is going to yell, nag, and smack. I remember one time I was in church, there was a girl I was calling, Margaret Thatcher. I needed to have seen the girl, the way she was yelling and yelling at her siblings and all of that. She didn't learn it from the sky. They don't jump on her from heaven. It's something she actually saw at home. So what you want to do is to make sure you model respectful manners, respectful interactions, tolerance, patience, understanding, empathy. Model them to your children. Model conflict resolutions to your children. From you, they will learn and they are going to apply in their relationship with one another. I always say that if your child does something, you want to look at the mirror and see if it's a reflection of you. So if you have children who are always being intolerant towards each other, not being patient, not being empathetic, you actually want to look at yourself in the mirror and see if it's a reflection of you. I remember when my kids were much more younger, I always want my children that, when your brother falls, pick him, your brother is crying, pick him, and all of that, pick him and find out what is wrong or something, or your sister, I don't remember now. And I was always saying it, and I realized that it was not being followed. I will always have to say it every single time, until one day I realized that when it happens, I just sit back and I dish out the order. I don't go and model it. So what I was now doing was deliberately, when I hear the younger one cries, I just go there, grab him up, I play, I ask him, I just try to connect, and boom, before I said Jack, everyone was on the same page with me. So model it. You want them to resolve their conflicts amicably, model it. When they make mistakes, when they misbehave, please be calm, be patient, be tolerant, be empathetic, seek to understand, connect with them, and you see how they will also apply it in their relationship. Model how you want them to interact with each other. Respectfully, model it. Another way to actually handle siblings rivalry is to teach them about boundaries. Everyone set your boundaries. Everyone respect each other's boundaries. In my house, for example, my children have what they call private compartments. That private compartment is where they put some of their things they don't want their other person to touch, to play with, because they're always like, I'm looking for my thing. You were the last person that took it or something. Because of that, we do not want that drama, because that can actually cause rivalry. When you start looking for your item, she was last seen with A, now A doesn't know where he or she put it, because they are children, they're impulsive, their play is what they think of. So everyone has their own private compartment where they put their special things they don't really want to share, or they don't want to be missing. So teach them boundaries. Also teach them that, hey, they have a right not to share what they don't want to share. Teach them those basic things, and you teach the other ones that you can't force someone to share. If they don't want to share, you also have some very special things you don't want to share. So if they say they don't want to share, please take it. Take it that they don't want to share, and don't pressure them to share, and don't go behind their back to take it. Before you touch anybody's item, you must seek permission. You must ask for them. You must ask from them. Can I touch this? Can I take this? Can I use this? Teach them boundaries, and teach them to respect each other's boundaries. You know, it's a whole lot, really. It's a whole lot. And I think I want to share the last one so that I can stop here, and hopefully we'll continue in our inner community. Again, you want to join. You want to join. No, it's a place you want to join. Let me start shouting it. You want to join. It's a place you want to join. Join. Okay, the last one is teach them to take turns. It is very, very important. It is very helpful. Teach them to take turns. What are they always fighting over? Teach them. I remember when my kids, they were like, my son said he didn't like to watch Sophia. I think that was Disney Junior then. When they were much younger, he didn't like it. My daughter liked it. You know, so every time my son would pick the remote control, and my daughter would like, you are the one that is always the remote control. You don't like to share. It's not right. It's bullying, it's intimidating, and all of that. What did we do? We actually taught them to share. I created a roster. Today is your turn with the remote. Tomorrow it is turn with the remote. Next tomorrow is your turn with the remote. We do that. My husband and I also got a slot. We also got slots in the remote using. So I could choose to give my remote to anyone, you know. So we also got a slot. So you had your day for the remote. You had your day for the remote and all of that. So they learned to take turns. So I also taught them to negotiate. It was also a strategy I used to teach them to negotiate. I told them that, okay, it is a program you so want to watch. You can tell your sibling, okay, let me watch this. When is my turn with the remote? I can give you the same 30 minutes to watch your own favorite program. They learn to negotiate. Just teach them to take turns. Another thing I did when my kids were much younger was that everyone had their own things. For example, things they will always fight about. Oh, my favorite color is blue. She's using the blue spoon. She's using the green frog. My favorite color is fork. What happened? Everyone had their own spoons. Everyone had their own plates. Everyone had their own cups. And that was it. So my rivalry was minimized because everyone had their own thing and everyone was using their own thing. However, you know, parenting is in phases. There's a phase your child will get to. They will not need a particular skill. You don't want to teach them another skill. So when they have learned, that was the selfish stage. You know, the selfish stage is all about me. Is me. Is what I want. The world revolves around me. So when they had passed that selfish stage, I needed to teach them how to share. So we stopped the issue of it belongs to me, it belongs to you, it belongs to me. Now everyone uses anything because they're actually learning to share. But from that small stage to minimize rivalry, bickering, and all the drama, we actually had to share. We had boundaries. Everyone had their things and stuff like that. Okay, I said I was going to stop there. I just remember this one is very important. Have a family constitution, like a family framework. It is very important where you have expectations, behavior expectations from everyone. Everyone knows their rights. Everyone knows their privileges. Now, these are some of the things that are captured in the parenting framework. We all know our rights and our privileges. You know that you cannot bully your sibling. You know that you cannot impose on your sibling. Because when you don't wing it, no. If siblings bond, if your children's bond is one of your vision, do not wing it. Do not wing it. Put structure in place. I remember my daughter asking me one time that, oh, mommy, why is it that I am doing chores, doing laundry? My younger brother is not doing laundry. I think the brother was like 4 years old then. And then she was 7. She joined in the laundry. You know, she asked that question because her little brain did not tell her, okay, that the brother was much younger and the brother will only come and disturb and will not be productive, will just disturb and make a mess of the thing. Her little brain didn't tell her that. She just felt, okay, why is my brother not doing laundry and I'm doing laundry? Hey, so I had to include that in my family constitution that, okay, before you start doing laundry, there's an age you get to. So when it comes to my family constitution now, we have chore age, sweeping has an age, dishes has an age, laundry has an age. So I had to ask her, how old were you when you started doing laundry? Let's look at it. Let's consider it. Let's consider how he can really do his laundry. Let's consider all of that, and let's have it, infuse it in our family constitution, where, okay, you know that when you get to the age of 8, you are doing this. You get to the age of 6, you can pick up this chore. When you get to the age of this age, you can actually run errand. You can go outside the gate to run an errand. You know, you can walk to school when you get to this age. Everything is specified. Now, another reason why this family constitution or framework is very important, you need to really join us so that we can create those things together. If it is the only thing you want to create, it is going to put you on a right path. It's going to put you on a visionary, on an intentional path towards your parenting. I remember when I was growing up, my elder sister, I wanted to be making my hair. I think I was in GSS, so I wanted to be plaiting my hair. My friends were plaiting their hair or something. My sister came and said, no, I will not plait my hair. Why won't I plait my hair? She said, no, I must not plait my hair. Why? I told her, I already have told my friends that I will plait my hair. And she said to me, go back and tell your friends that your sister said you will not plait your hair. I said, I must plait my hair, you know. And that was it. So when it was about the holiday was getting to a close, it was 3 term long holiday, it was getting to a close, so then making my hair. One day I woke up and my hair was cut. She had cut my hair. She had seen through her threads and cut my hair. You know, now if we had boundaries, like we had expectations, definitions, like you cannot make your hair until so and so age, or you don't have a right to bully, intimidate, or there's a reason. If you know, she had no reason, just because she said it, she just cut my hair. You know, I think she was just in SS3 or she had finished and she was making her hair. She just cut my hair for no good reason. And a long time I didn't forgive her. For a very long time, I was angry with her. That's what we are talking about. You need to have behavior expectations. You need to have a family, a definite family framework, dear parents. You need to have it. It is not a time to wing it, except you don't have a vision. If you have a vision, please, you need a family framework and reach us. We can help you out. Okay, even if you don't want to join the Visionary Parent Tribe or Academy, you can just say, okay, you want to create a family vision, your family framework, and we'll also work together to create your family vision. Again, I always say that it is not about learning. If you come, you listen to this entire class and you are not taking action, you are wasting your time and your data. So there is no point listening if you are not going to take action. There is no point listening if you're not going to take action, because listening doesn't make any difference, doesn't add to you, it doesn't give you results. What gives you result is you taking action. So if you are going to take action, then do well to listen. You can even listen again. You can have your spouse listen. You can have your people around you listen. Share and bless everyone around you. Don't be selfish. You're getting value here. So the least you can do is actually to show your brothers, your sisters that you love them, yes, and you care about them by sharing this information. Telling them that there is someone called Enemy or Rebel that she's giving parenting value on YouTube. Let us grow together and raise children, a generation that will all be proud of. Let's grow together and smash our parenting goals. Thank you so very much for watching. My name is Enemy or Rebel and this is Parenting with Enemy or Rebel. Look forward to our challenge, which is on Sunday, hopefully. Our new challenge for the week, which is on Sunday, hopefully. Thank you and bye.